Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to use some functions in Google Sheets. So here we go. Alright, so I have here some expenses, right? And what I would like to do, I would like to get a total for each month, January, February, March, and I also want to get a total by expense. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the information that I would like to get a total for the month of January. I'm going to highlight this set of information of the figures. I'm going to go across here to the symbol, functions, and I'm going to click on the drop down arrow and select sum. And right away you'll see that the system will select this set of information, and this is the cell range from C5 to C9, and you'll see here a total right there. So when I press the enter, I'm going to get this exact total, $1,381.56. All right. So, and you see here exactly the application position put this total right underneath the last figure. All right. So I'm going to press enter, and it's going to position that total right underneath the last set of expenses. Right. Which is great. So what I'm going to do next, I want to copy this formula to the other months. So how I do this, I'll just click on the this figure here. As you can see up here in the this area here, you'll see the actual formula here: equal sign, sum, open parentheses, and then the cell range from C5 to C9 and close parentheses. All right. So I'm going to right click on this total here. Now what we do, we're copying the formula and not the figure. Okay. So I'm going to go into copy, and I'm going to highlight these other cells here, and I'm going to right click and paste. So what I did was I copied that formula to these other three cells, the other three rows. So for February, March, April, we have a total for the total amount of expenses for those 3 months. Okay. So now we want to get a total for these expenses by the actual category, all right, per expense. So I'm going to come across on this side here now, okay, and let's see how we do this. Again, I'm going to highlight the range, January, February, March, for electricity charges, and I'm going to do the same thing, going to this symbol here, select sum, and again, you're going to see where the system positioned that formula right next to the last figure for April. We're going to see equal sign sum, and then the range is now from open parentheses C5 to F5, and this total here of $671.47 is going to be placed in this cell when I press the enter key. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to press enter. Excellent, $671.47. all right, this is working fabulous. So I'm going to go back in this cell, and you're going to see here in the cell address area, you're going to see the actual formula, equal sign, sum, open parentheses, C5 to F5. All right. So again, I'm going to copy this formula down to the other expenses. I'm going to click on it, right click, collect copy. Again, we're just copying the formula and not the end result. I'm going to highlight the other cells, the other rows. I'm going to click on, I'm going to right click from the first row after the first one and click on paste. All right, we're going good. All right, so this is the total for total meals and entertainment from January to April. Same thing for NHI, same thing for Social Security and telephone. All right. So next we're going to look at doing averages for these expenses. All right. So how do we do this? So I'm going to put a position here for averages. I'm going to type in here average. You basically want to see what is the average expense per month by category. I'm going to center that, make that look presentable. Okay. So I'm going to position. No, that didn't work. Let me put that there. Center. What we're going to do, we're going to position the cursor where we would like the result to be in. All right, and then we're going to go into the function symbol, click on that. We're going to select average, and then we're going to highlight the range of cells we would like to get the average for. This row here from January to April. And you can see here the result is $167.87. And you also see this is the formula here, equal sign average, open parenthesis, C5 to F5. I'm going to press enter. And the result will be $167.87. So this is the average expense for electricity charges for the months of January to April. Again, I'm going to copy this formula, right click, copy, and then I'm going to highlight the other cells to copy this formula too. I'm going to click on right click, paste, and that formula will be copied to the other cells. Now you'll see these two cells here has more than 2 decimal places. Let's just fix that. I'm going to click these two here. This one has 3 decimal places. So I'm just going to click here. Decrease decimal places. I'll click that once. Alright, because I want 2 decimal places. This one here has 4 decimal places. So I'm going to click this twice. 1, 2. I want to decrease the decimal places by 2 because I want 2 decimal places. Alright, we're looking good. Okay, the last thing I want to touch on is like to do some percentages. Okay, so let me just insert a column here so I can show you what I want to do. Right click, insert column. Okay, alright, so what I want to do is I want to show you how to do a percentage, right? Do a percentage of this particular expense against the grand total, right? Electricity charges against the grand total, okay? So I'm going to do the basic formula for you just so you can see how it's done and also how we can make it easier. Alright, so the formula basically we'll press the plus sign and the figure for electricity charges, right? And we're going to divide that by the total expense down here. If I press enter, that is what the result will be, but that's not a percentage, okay? So I'm going to go back up and edit this formula. I'm just going to multiply that by 100. Okay? Alright, that's basic mathematics, right? I'm just going to adjust these decimal places to get 2 decimal places. Alright. So I'm going to do another one now if you want to have like the percentage sign. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do it on this figure here now, okay? So I'm going to do the plus sign again, click on this figure, divide by the grand total, and we're going to just press this percentage sign here, format as percent. So we're going to get the end result and as a percentage. It will be the same thing, it's just that it makes it easier for us. Instead of doing the long way, like how I did in the first example, I did it in another way, and also you get the same result, plus you get the percentage sign, make your thing look more, more professional. Alright? Now the next thing I want to do, I want to copy this formula to the other expenses. Alright, so let's do that. I'm going to right click on this formula, copy that. I'm going to come down to these other 2 cells and right click and paste. So let's ignore these other transactions here. I'm going to block off that because this has been affected by that, okay? So what's happening here now, let me just take a look at what the message we're getting. Function divide parameter 2 cannot be 0, alright? So also let's look at the formula that is happening here. I'm going to edit that. You're seeing C7 equals sign C7 divided by C11. So I'm going to press F2 and you're going to see exactly where the formula is picking up to get that result, right? So it's taking this figure here in C7 NHI and it's taking the other cell after the grand total. That is why you're getting that particular error message, alright? So because what happens is when you're doing these formulas and you're copying them, it basically copies to the next cell down, right? But in this case, we don't really want to do that. We want to keep this figure state. We want to keep this same figure for each formula, for each expense, right? So we don't want this last figure to change. So let's fix that now. Okay, so now we're going to fix this issue. Alright, so I'm going to press the plus sign and I'm going to click on this cell for NHI C7, and I'm going to press divide, and then I'm going to click on the grand total, cell with the grand total, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this cell right here. So next we're going to come up in this area here, we're going to edit that address. We're going to put a $sign in front of the C and a $sign in front of the 10. Because remember, I want this figure to remain stationary when doing this formula for the other expenses. So I'm going to press enter. Oh, my bad. I was supposed to put a divide. I put a plus in error. So I'm going to press enter again. And this is the result. So let's copy this now, this formula, to the other cells. Click on that. Copy. Fabulous. That worked beautifully. So that's how you do that. All right. So I think that's it for today for this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, click on the thumbs up button, leave a comment for me, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to click on the bell next to the subscribe button. In doing so, you get a notification each time I upload a new video. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.